Welcome to problem number 8. We're early in an online tournament at a 9-handed table. Blinds are 1530, and the effective stack is 1,200 chips, so 40 big blinds. We've already noticed something important. UTG plus 1 has been limping a lot and calling raises preflop, and the low jack has been doing the same. We don't have solid reads on the other players. Here's the action. UTG folds. UTG plus 1 limps, as usual. UTG plus 2 folds. Low jack limps. Button limps. Small blind limps. Now it's on you in the big blind, and you look down at king of clubs, queen of spades. What do? You have 3 options. A, check. B, raise to 90, which is 3 big blinds. C, raise to 200, which is about 6.7 big blinds. Pause the video now. Think about it. What's the best move against 4 limpers? And when you're ready, hit play to continue. All right, welcome back. When we look at the hand evaluation, we can see that king-queen offsuit is a strong hand, but it's not a premium. It's not suited, there's no ace, and it's not a pocket pair. And the key detail, you're facing 4 limpers. Now, if we open the Analyze and Explain window, the solver will often say, raise to punish the limpers and take initiative. But here's the problem in real life. In these games, you'll run into a lot of tricky limpers. Some players limp with pocket aces, ace-king, pocket tens, pocket jacks, hoping someone raises so they can get the money in preflop. And with 4 limpers, the odds that at least one player has a real hand are high, maybe even 2. So yes, checking means you see a flop multi-way, which isn't ideal. But raising king-queen offsuit into 4 limpers can easily put you in a nasty spot if you get re-raised. So if you're playing a tight-ish controlled strategy, checking is a very reasonable line. And in real life, that's what happens. You check, and we see a flop. The flop comes, ace of diamonds, king of hearts, 10 of spades. The small blind checks, and now it's on you. What do? A, check. B, bet 75. C, bet 150. Pause the video, think about it, and when you're ready... Welcome back. Let's do a real-time analyze and explain. As you can see, the solver says we should mostly check on this flop. Why? Because we're out of position to multiple players, and betting into a limped multi-way pot is messy. You don't really know who's trapping, who's floating, and who's just waiting to raise. Yes, we have a made hand, second pair with a good kicker, king with queen kicker, but there's an ace on the board, and that dominates a huge chunk of everyone's limp range. And if you look at the hand evaluation, there are plenty of stronger combos that beat us. Lots of ace-x, 2 pairs, and even sets, including a set of aces. Plus, the board is connected. QJ is a real concern. There are 12 combos of queen-jack out there, and even though we block 1 queen, it's still very live. So the solver's logic is, if we bet and get called, what are we actually getting called by? Mostly better hands, or hands with decent equity, and we don't want to inflate the pot in a spot where we're often behind. That's why the recommended line is check most of the time. But in real life, the player bets 75, UTG plus folds, the low jack calls, and the button and small blind fold. So now we're heads up against the low jack. The turn is the 2 of clubs. Back to you. What do? A, check. B, bet 150. Pause the video, think about it, and when you're ready, hit play to continue. On the turn, the deuce of clubs is basically a blank. It doesn't change anything important. So the solver says we should check most of the time and be ready to check call if the bet is reasonable. The SPR still leaves room to maneuver. It's about 4.3. And we do have some ways to improve. 4 jacks give us the straight, and we can also pair a king or a queen, although some of those outs can be a bit dirty depending on villain's range. So we don't want to bet. We check the vast majority of the time, and that's exactly what happens in real life. We check. Now the low jack bets 100 chips, about 1/3 pot, roughly 3.3 big blinds. What do now? A, fold. B, call. C, raise to 300. Pause the video, think about it, and when you're ready... Well, as you can see, the solver recommends calling the vast majority of the time versus this small bet, about 1/3 pot. And that's exactly what happens in real life. You call. So now the pot is roughly 500 chips, and we go to the river. The river is the ace of clubs. Now what do? A, check. B, bet 250. C, go all in. Pause the video, think about it, and when you're ready, hit play to continue. So on this river, with the board now showing a pair of aces, It's not a big surprise that the right play is to check. We can't credibly represent an ace here. We stabbed the flop, but got called. We checked the turn, and we're not the one applying pressure. But the low jack? He can absolutely have ace-x. A lot of weaker players do this, especially online at low stakes. They limp ace-x, usually offsuit, because they don't feel it's strong enough to raise first in. It's not great strategy. They should mostly fold a lot of those weak ace-x hands, but it's very common. So we check, and sure enough, the low jack bets 200, another small sizing. Now what do? In real life, you call, and the low jack shows ace of clubs, 7 of diamonds, ace rag, and wins the pot, proving the point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in problem number 9.